Welcome guys, and get ready to dive into another episode, or my first episode, of Pimp My Ride. In this one I'm going to be teaching you how to make a plane, how to make it look awesome, how to cover up glitches, maybe prevent a few of them. There's one major glitch that I still haven't fixed yet, so please excuse me. It is when this happens. I mean, it's fixed. Anyway, so that's one problem over with. I'm going to teach you how to fly your plane, how to work it, how to stop some of the most annoying glitches, how to work the controls, all that type of things of what you'd want to know when you're flying your plane. So I'm pretty much going to teach you the controls, how to move, how to turn, how to move sideways, and how to park back again. Which I won't spoil now, so I'm not going to do it. But I guess I'm going to see you guys when it starts. Enjoy. Welcome everyone. As you probably guessed during the first skip, today I'm doing an introduction on how to pimp your plane. So I'm using mods like Too Many Items, Mr. Crayfishes is just on randomly after I used it. I got the aircraft mod, all that type of stuff. Not really that many, but this is my ride. Anyway, so I'm going to go through things I've done that kind of, stand out, things that you may not know about it, redstones, stuff like that. So, enjoy. Over here I have one of my favourite features, which is when you've got a bit of glowstone or anything that produces light, and you put a half slab in front of it, it puts light into the half slab space, but not anywhere outwards, so it doesn't light up anything, but if you look back through it you can see light. It's quite fun to play with. I use them like pretending they're jets, things like that. If you're playing with your friends and in the same plane, something that you've got to do is you put a track, make sure the cart won't go anywhere, and put a minecart on top of it, so they'll sit in there while it goes, and you can fly it. It looks different, but they stay there. Yeah, as you can see, I've exposed all the redstone, and I got a few things to teach you that you may have known, you may not have known, all about redstone. Lamps. If you use a lamp with, let me grab this, just one redstone, it'll power that, but it won't power any redstone going outwards from it. If you use a repeater that pushes forwards, then it powers that, a block underneath it and to every side of it, including above. So you can use that to power pistons, you can use it to power torches, things like that. Mod was meant mostly for multiplayer, or this plane was, because I've got this where you can stop other people from entering, you can put, yeah, pretty much that. Taking the landing gear off, so what happens is these landing gear, when they're on, will hit the ground, stop you, and then you can come back up again. Oh, hang on, I've put the wrong type on. They're meant to be just regular pistons, and I'll show you the whole ship in action at the end of the video. I'd say the best objects to use for your vehicle, I like stone, but if say you're like a big fan of a certain block, you can use that. Blocks are the best type of blocks are things that are smooth, that don't have things like this. It's not that good, but it just works. I guess, I don't know how it works. But yeah, things like that. Lamps look really good. You can also turn them off and on, but obviously you can't. So, oh yeah, you can take these off. I don't know. Oh, it's because of the redstone underneath. Even I didn't know that. Yep, that one still needs it. So, pretty much, that's the ship all over. All I got next is the wings, the engines, and the body shape. Now, in my opinion, the hardest thing about making a ship is covering up that annoying redstone. But, pretty much, just the best things to use for that type of thing, or for shaping your plane, are half slabs and stairs. They're really good if you want kind of more precise than a regular, but if you're like me and you like to use mods for that, then there's a mod that you might like called the mini blocks mod, which pretty much makes minimized sized blocks. So if you don't like the look of something and you think it needs a little bit of, put something in there, then you use that. But the only problem with using stairs is unwanted lighting glitches that can appear anywhere. I've got one in here, which is pretty much what they do. They just put wrong types of lighting in, annoying lighting, not fun. Anyway, I'm going to do a speed build of this. Just quick shaping the body of my plane. See you after it's done. Now, here's the hard part. And probably one of the most annoying parts. Symmetry. You want both of the sides of your plane to look the same, but it's real tricky because you've got to keep going back and forwards. I've got a mod where you can copy paste it, called pretty much the travelling house mode, and it comes with a house packer, advanced corner marker, blueprint, and blueprint scheme. I'm going to do a Pimp My Ride on that as well later on, but that's not coming yet. Anyway, I seem to be having no trouble with just chucking blocks in, hoping that they go well. See you after the speedrun. Now, something that's a really good idea to do if you don't think it's symmetrized, or whatever the word for it is, you look at it from either the underneath, or if you're doing stuff on top, you look at it from the top, and if it doesn't look right, then you've probably done something wrong. As you can see, this side looks a bit bigger than the other side, so I'm just gonna give this a shot and see what happens. If I can... Is that about right? No, it's not. That looks about right. So anyway, then all you got to do, patch up the bottom. The last part on this tutorial is the wing shape and body shape. Pretty much what I do is there's a basic line in here. This line along here is just the first line that I draw. I like to go by this first one, then 1, 2, up, 1, 2, up, 1, 2, up, 1, 2 for a bit. Then for every block you put like a half slab on the bottom half of it to make the flaps at the front. Then you go back, you chuck one on this, and all the blocks behind you put a half slab on. So it's another 1, 2, up, 1, 2, up, and it'll end up being a bit different, but that's fine. Anyway, so once you've got that good, look up from the top, and I know that there's this here but not here, because I actually can't fix that, because what happens is with the door in the side of it, if I put one in, it carries redstone through the lamp, which activates the door, but only the top half, so I end up with half a door open that I can't close. So I'll have to fix that later. That's how it rolls. But anyway, On the back row of this, it should be a bit higher. And something also that should be noticed is tiniest changes make a big difference. These wings look thin here and here. I put one block and look at the difference of it. One broad wing and one thin one. This plane is kind of more of a passenger, but in the next bit I'm going to be doing a fighter, a small thing. Not that big, but small. Anyway, for the body shape, I like to make the cockpit first, just to stabilize where it goes. Now, I built this before I started the tutorial, so I can't show you how I built it, because that would mean ripping the whole thing down and building it again, but that would make it, you know, really, really tricky. So anyway, this mod is compatible with loads of other mods, like the House Packer mod that I mentioned earlier. If you put an entity or a mob inside a minecart, then they'll be able to fly with you. It's pretty fun. You can use redstone and dispensers, but the only downside to that, I'm pretty sure they're fixing it in a future update, you have to stop the plane to use redstone, otherwise you'll just either fall through the floor or you can't activate levers and stuff like that. It's complicated. I think redstone clocks also stop working too. I'll check it out. Okay, over here I'm going to test if a redstone clock will work while flying. I'm just going to make a basic one, nothing really special. So that there, that up here, that here, that there. Focus. Nope. Obviously not. Spewing about that would be awesome. But what you can do, I just realised then, say you get like a, let's just pretend that there's fire charges in this, but you put the this on like right while you probably turn it off, put the fire charges in there, quickly chuck that there and grab this so it stops working, press shift to get off, you fly it around, pew pew pew, pew pew. Then you stop it and it instantly starts again. So you'll get like a instant firing cannon that way. Now, let's fly. I've made this thing here using some redstone. It's an elevator, so you step on it, press this, and it takes you up there. I've done it pretty much by using a lamp here, which with redstone on top of it coming up to the button. So the redstone lamp activates the piston that's going up like this, which I don't even really need there. I could just use a iron like the rest of it with redstone on top. But to the point, I made a really awesome space docking thing. So anyway, you just press this, get up onto there. It has these stair bits out here, but when I flick the lever up in here, just there, they retract so that the docking port doesn't count as part of the ship. Because if I did this, the stairs would connect to this, which is connected to the ground, which means that the ship won't fly. Which means that people can't, villages and stuff, or I don't even think they can, but if they can steal it, well, they can't, because they can't activate levers. Anyway, let's fly. Just walk up to the Pikes Ascent, I'm pretty sure it's called. Check everything's good. You right click it, and it'll take you down to this. You right click it to turn it off again, just important things first. Now, if you're on the computer, which I'm pretty sure you would, in the chat here it tells you how many blocks there are and how many surfaces. I think it's got a maximum amount of what you can do. But anyway, you sit in here. I like to do like a little cabin thing, make me look awesome. Shift here. But anyway, when you sit down, it makes you sit like as though you're sitting in a minecart. But anyway, so you should see just like this here, and that's not what you want because you can't see anything out of this. So what you do is you press F5, so you're looking behind you like so, and in the controls that I've done, I have a whole bunch of different controls, but pretty much I, K, J and L act as WSAD when I'm in the plane. U goes up, O goes down. If you the one to the left of the J makes it slide left. The one to the right of the L makes it slide right. The terminate button is on my keyboard. It's on the tiniest bottom right hand corner. It's pretty much just an enter button, but it's not the one that you'd usually use. And that just means that, say you've fallen out of the plane, you press that button and it just stops. I've done number lock for what it says the HAC, which is the name of the mod, aircraft camera. So I press number lock. I'm going to change that because it turns my numbers on and off. And the more you press it, the further back it goes until it gets quite a while. It's quite cool. I'm just going to go to a nice level that I like. So anyway, I'm going to use I to go forwards and U to go up. And that'll start going up. The more you press the button, the faster it'll go. And if, say you press, I'll just call them like forwards, backwards, left and right to make it easier for you. If you go forwards, it'll go forwards, but then if you press backwards once, it'll stop. If you press forwards 3 times, then press backwards 3 times, it'll stop. There's only one speed of backwards, obviously, because it's not as though you're really gonna use it to go fast. The direction that you place the whatever it's called, Pikes. So say you placed it like this, the red one would be facing forwards, and red means north, blue south, and then east and west are pretty easy. Or red's forwards, blue's backwards, pretty much. So yeah, if I were to place it on an angle like this, red goes that way, which means I press it. I press forwards, and the plane goes that way. So it's not something you want to do. So it's pretty much, if you've got that type of problem, that's what you got to do. So yeah, you just pretty much use it like you'd use Minecraft. The one thing that's different though is when you press, I'm just going to get a bit of height here. If you go forwards and then left, it turns left, it doesn't go like that. So yeah, then you just press the opposite one and you can turn it back. You want to get it right just above the landing zone. Do a full spin so that you're still in line with it. Pretty sure that's about it. Go sideways so you're a bit above it. Go down a bit just so that you know that you're in line. Pretty sure I'm in line here. Wow, this is like perfect landing. Now pretty sure I've got to go. Yeah, that's about it. That'll click in, unlock that, yeah, unlock that, come out, and that's, oh, that needs to go forwards and down a level. An easier way you can do this, oops, is if you get close to the ground, you put the landing gear on, and then you aim it. That's a lot easier, but you know, I ain't nobody got time for that. Oops. So anyway, that should be done. And I'm gonna go check on my landing. So this is a job well done. It's quite good. I landed it perfectly. Now here's the way that you're gonna do it if you take the landing gear out first. So I'm about at this level here where we've got the plane, landing gear in, all that stuff. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna stop the plane, get out, flip that switch, go back to this, and you can see the landing gear is out and the docking platform is right there. So I've got myself in line with it, just not at the right levels. So now I'm gonna go down a bit and back a bit just until I line up. So that's about lined up. And then I just press down until my aircraft hits the ground, because the landing gear stops the plane from connecting to the ground. So I'm safe to go down. And it'll say aircraft hits the ground and your coordinates. Now you can hop out of your plane with a successful landing. See here, this is the most accurate way to land the plane, unless you're like gonna sit here making calculations and stuff like that. So pretty much that's about it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to make a fighter plane and make it work with redstone clocks, which we learned earlier in this lesson. See you guys next time. Bye bye.